Hi, Rick Vigel here with a answer to try to figure out to determine, given that the principal amount of an investment is $10,000, what's it going to be worth in a certain amount of years. So I'm giving some variable names to these variables here in my program. Let me pull the program up. And remember, we're going to make sure that we follow the rules of PEMDAS to get that done. So here's how I get that answered. We know that the principal balance is $10,000. The compounding, the amount of times it's going to compound per year, is 12. The rate is 8%. These are given information. This is 8%. That's a decimal for 8%, 0.08. And so here's where we ask the customer or the user to input how many years. So we say input how many years is the investment, and we store that information in a variable called years. I'm giving notes to the user to say what exactly is happening. So I put this into chunks of a program. In other words, looking back out here, this is our base that has to be computed first because it's in parentheses. Then after that, we have to raise it to this exponent, and the exponent is the product of n and t, the compounding number of times compounded times the number of years. And then after that, finally, we can multiply that by our principal balance to get our account balance. Let's see what that looks like. So I set up the base to be this part, 1 plus the rate divided by the compound. That will be computed first, then it adds 1. And after we have that, we have a base that we're going to create the exponent divides by n times t. In other words, compound times the years. So I compute that amount by saying I'd like to take that base and raise it to the exponent. It makes it a little more clear as to what's happening behind the scenes in order to get an accurate answer. And now after I have that computation of the 1 plus the r over n divided by raised to the nt power, now we can figure out our account balance by saying finally we can take that and multiply it by our principal amount, following the rules of PEMDAS. Okay, so and we make sure that it's user friendly by putting it after this many years, your investment will be worth X amount of dollars, account balance. And so let's run that for 10 years, and there's our starting question, how many years? And after 10 years, it's going to be worth $22,196. Let's see what it looks like in 20 years. Is that amount going to double, or is it more of an exponential relationship? Let's go 20 years and see how that looks. Oops, I got to bring that up here. And after 20 years, my investment's going to be worth $49,000, so it did more than double. Anyway, that's my story.